Telephone ringing there. Maybe, I don't know if we'll be able to, or if I will be able to. I would like to thank the Academy. I would like to explain to you one of the biggest misconceptions that we usually deal with, according to me, of course, life according to me, is the misconception of Kedusha and holiness, and what is it and who is it. So before we start, one needs to realize that you could never be holy. Because the moment that you are holy, you are not holy. Good? Good. Shabbat Shalom. It was nice seeing you. Let's go home. What does it mean? You need to understand that the only thing that is in a constant state of holiness in the universe is HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is God. Again, the only thing that is in constant state of holiness is God. The reason is because God is above time and above place. And therefore you could never be holy. That's it. Never. So how could the Torah command me to become holy? And that's exactly the difference. You are not holy. You need to become. Vehayitem kedoshim. And you should become holy. Why? Because I am holy. What does that mean? And why can I not become holy? Since HaKadosh Baruch Hu has no goof, has no shape, no image, and he is not bound by any of the dimensions that we are exposed to, time, space, and so on. How could I, that I'm very bound, very limited with time and space, become what he is? It's impossible for me. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's impossible. The whole essence of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is that He is holy. When I'm saying holy, I say HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's why I'm so much against using the terminology holy to people. It is very dangerous. Disagrees with me, you see. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is endless. How do I take an endless, shapeless form and I put it into a vessel that is me? Just confining that would unholify it. The tzivui, the commandment of being holy, and that's by the way, many people are mistaken about it and they do all kind of crazy things. I'm very much against those gurus and enlightening and so on and so forth. And I'll explain to you why. The tzivui, the commandment in the Torah, is v'tiyu kedoshim, right? No, wrong. It's not v'tiyu, and you should be holy. Being holy means I reach a certain state, I worked, and I reached the level of becoming holy. I graduated out of the Academy of Holiness, and now I'm qualified holy. I'm an NFL player. I am a movie star. I graduated with a doctorate from who knows what university that means absolutely nothing. And I really think that the term Ivy League is appropriate for the school, because ivy is a pest and it's something that it's terrible. Anywhere you put ivy, it makes the soil too acidic and it breaks away concrete and breaks. The Ivy League school is exactly what it does to you. Make you too acidic and too lunatic. Don't go to an Ivy League school. It's a waste of your money. You know, what is it? I became holy? And now that's it. I'm holy now. I'm holy. Shalom. Thank you very much. I got my certificate. I'm holy. I'm a lawyer. I passed the bar. I'm holy. That's the most unholy thing to be. Vehayitem, and you shall be, and you should become all the time, is a continuous act of becoming holy. There's no point in your life that you are holy, because the point you became holy, let's say I had, and that's the problem with all those people who receive enlightenment. I was enlightened, and from now on, I'm the guru. I'm the guru. I was a moment of enlightenment. Oh, and now, from now on, I'm the guru. From now on, I'm going to tell you what to do. That's a crack of whatever, you know what I'm saying. That's baloney. For that, you get a college degree of BS. It's shtuyot. That's not holy. Maybe you experience a moment of holiness, but you're not holy. Holy means a person that is able to do what? To sanctify every single moment of his life. Every single activity of his life. Everything. There's no moment that is not holy. Being holy, this is how you make it endless. You connect to the holiness of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And by connecting to it in a very specific way, then some of this holiness comes down upon you. And you've been sanctified by sanctifying the moment all the time. Every action has to be thought after. Well experienced, acknowledged. There's no moment of boredom. When you are bored, you know you're not holy. And we know that Chazal tell us that boredom brings profanities. You're bored, there's nothing else to do. Guess what happens? Whoop! Sometimes you think the internet was just invented for that. Pornography. You're bored. All of a sudden, through boredom, you discover interesting parts of your body. They have a mind of their own. That's boredom. That's unholy. You're always in action. You're always doing something. If you're learning, or you're working, or you're fixing your garden, or you're pulling out weeds, or you're cleaning up for Shabbat, you're cleaning the toilet, for crying out loud. Cleaning the toilet for Shabbos could become a holy task. And sitting down with a Etz Chaim could become an unholy task. Why? Because you're not learning it because it's for you learning it. Therefore, that doesn't make a difference. You're learning it because I reached this point of I am holy. I am right now a mekubal, and therefore I'm going to sit down and I'm going to learn, because at that moment you're not holy. Helping your wife for Shabbat is being holy. Helping a person is being holy. Caring, walking in the street, everything could become holy. Why? Ki kadosh ani. Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is kadosh. And why is that? Because HaKadosh Baruch Hu it's one endless thing. There's no beginning and no end. And you are tapping to this ongoing act of doing and caring and fixing and acknowledging. What happened when I'm taking a lamb, right? A lamb, little lamb. Little Mary had a lamb. Now what's the difference between this lamb that ends up in a shish kebab and spinning around to a korban? What makes that lamb holy, kadosh? You tell me separated? I'll tell you no, it's not separated. What makes the kiddushin, we call it kiddushin mufrashim, what makes it, the marriage, holy, that we call it kiddushin? Not the fact that I put the ring on the finger, because first of all, she got 10 fingers, and there are many women with 10 fingers. I can put a ring on every one of them. That's not Kiddushin. Kiddushin becomes holy because I acknowledge that she is my wife, and she acknowledges that I am her husband. That separation, being separated to sit down at the top of the mountain, meditating, doing yoga, and becoming holy, that's not holy. To the acknowledgement that I have a job and I have a mission and there is God in everything that I do. That is in every motion. And that's why the Rambam writes his Sefer Kedusha. When he refers to holiness, He talks about forbidden food, knowing what is right and knowing what is wrong, what I can and cannot eat, forbidden relationship, and so on and so forth. Those everyday things, the most basic acts of human is to eat and to multiply. This is where you reach your holiness. By the most basic elements of your life, you can find the highest kedusha. And a person can be with his wife like a chamor dores, like a donkey, or he can be with his wife in a most spiritual interaction. Oh, that depends on them already. When you're coming with ta'ava, you're not coming with holiness. You're making a hole in your spiritual experience, but not holiness. Hole. And you eat. It's the same way. So what makes the lamb sacrifice a holy item? My designating it, my acknowledging that this is a korban. I'm bringing this as an offering to Hashem. Because before it was just a little lamb. Mary could have had it. And that lamb could have ended up on my barbecue. Put not a shrimp on a barbie. Put not a lamb on a barbie. It's just a piece of meat. I make wool out of it. But me acknowledging that this is Kodesh LeHashem, this is the acknowledgement that this is holy to Hashem, and I'm bringing it as a korban. And not only that I'm designating it, now I need to guard it. That's why it needs holy. When I designated the Torah as my way of life, I need to designate it that this is my way of life, and I need to guard it. And when you don't do it, the Torah is not a holy Torah. It's not a Torah Kadosh. It's just a knowledge, something that you learn, that you do. Serve your own self-interests. So if something holy needs determination, you need to determine that this is holy, and you need to guard it. And you need to keep on doing this all the time. The Torah becomes a holy vessel to you, and you become holy by the Torah when you do this every single day. When you don't compromise on that. That's okay, there's a lamb cut one leg. Who cares what you think? Hashem really cares if he has 4 legs or has 3 legs. No, Hashem really cares if he has a whole ear. Hashem cares if this lamb has 1 eye instead of 2. It's okay. I mean, come on, what? God is like so OCD about things. No, you don't understand. It only becomes holy when it's whole, as it complete, and it's no end and no beginning. As this becomes holy. And why you should become holy? Because when you mekadesh every single act of your life, all of a sudden you will find God, you will find a Kadosh Baruch Hu in every action that you do. God is not only in shul. You coming to shul, shalom aleichem. God is not this old man sitting there, oh hello, you're coming to do a visit. What, is it a nursing home? You're doing a favor to God to come to shul? No, but when you sanctify every moment and every action of your life, God is everywhere. Then you become holy because you see Him ever. Shiviti Hashem. I contemplate on Hashem in everything I do. I see HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I feel His presence. And therefore that motivates me to do an endless action of love. Ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha. I become one with Him, with His action, with His kindness. And then I'll become holy through this endless action of seeking closeness and closeness and closeness. And that's the mistake that people, by the way, make in their marriage. They get the marriage and that's it, goodbye. But I'm not doing marriage counseling now. Go to the rabbis who do that, not me. If you do what I tell you, you don't need shalom bayit, you don't need this. That's shtuyot. There's not going to be a separation. You don't tell your wife, I love you, and you give her a ring and you go for the next year. You want to show your wife you love her? Let it be a continuous act. That's why you cannot tell a person you love him after you know him for 2 months or 3 months or whatever. You know, that's not love. That's anything else but love. After you're dead, then people can say, oh, really? They really loved each other. Not now. Not now. Not right now. It's anything but love. It's all physical. It's nothing but love. It's nothing but holiness. You can only love a person or tell your wife you love her after you did the kiddushin. Not before. Then you're a liar. After you designate she is my wife and he is my husband, and then you only start the process. You don't even love her, you just start the process. Maybe you enjoy her company, maybe you enjoy her looks, but you don't love her yet. Don't fool yourself, and please don't fool her. 30 years from now, you'll see if you really were able to jumpstart that with a spark of this oneness. You were able to jumpstart that love. You don't love her. And that's why we don't love Hashem. Because Hashem is only in shul. He's not in business. We lie, we steal, we cheat. Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us the Torah, we push it to the side. We don't acknowledge that this is the way, and I'm not diverting from that way. I don't care what who says. I don't care what says. I don't care if my mother-in-law is going to pour on top of me a bucket of boiling oil. I don't care. That's what I do. I'm not afraid of anyone. Ki ata imadi, shiftecha u'mishantecha hema yenachamuni. I am with Hashem. Because I designated Hashem to be my God, and He designated me to be His people. And that's why Kadosh Baruch Hu says, "Ve'asu li mishkan ve'shachanti betocham," inside of them. Lo b'shamayim me'al ve'lo al haaretz mitachat, not around me, not above me, not to the side, not up, not down. Inside of them. I go inside of them when they made themselves into appropriate vessel to receive my endless going. How? By endless themselves going. The relationship between us and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is like a meal, that spins around and the water keep on going and keeps on turning. It's an everlasting thing. And one rejuvenates and creates movement by the other. By allowing the water to go, the mill turns. And when the mill turns, I can produce electricity and food and flour and who knows what. A whole life comes to play, comes to the light by this endless motion of the water and the wheel of the mill turning and endlessly turning. I saw a mill in upstate New York, I think it's a Marble in New York. There were some Jews there at one point. Spanish Jews, they came in and they built a mill, and the mill has been there for, I don't know, like 300 years already. And it's still spinning and spinning. The people are well gone, but action is still there. And that's how you become holy. Shabbat Shalom.